Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name's Kevin, I'm a geek, you're watching Kevin the Geek, and welcome to Scottish Saturday. Yes, you might be a little bit confused, because when I do Scottish stuff, I always do it on a Sunday. This is a bit unusual. So the reason for that is, of course, tomorrow I'm going away on holiday. So tomorrow I'm doing a few more holiday related stuff. And so I've moved my Still Game thing to today. If you're not already caught up with what's happening with Still Game, it's coming back later on this month. I believe on the last day of the month is a Sunday. So that one would basically be Series 7, Episode 1. So we're going to be getting back into Still Game. Obviously, I've paused for a little bit because we did Rhapsody Nesbitt Series 1, which I loved. I thought it was absolutely fantastic. We did the last episode last week of Series 1, which was Fitzba, which was based around the World Cup stuff. Hopefully last night, as you're watching this, it's obviously in the future for me as I'm recording this, but last night as you're watching this, hopefully Scotland did Great Britain proud and it managed to beat Germany in the opening game of Euro 2024. But you know, let's just hope they can go all the way and meet England in the final. And I know you guys are probably going to hate me, but of course I will be rooting for England if that does indeed happen. If England do get knocked out, I will be rooting for Scotland as my adopted nation. I will really, really be praying that they manage to go on and win the whole thing. That would be fantastic. And I'll tell you what, if it is Scotland in the final, absolutely 100%, I will do like a watch along on the channel. That will definitely happen. That will be an unequivocal thing I have to do, basically. So that is that. Let's watch this. This is Still Game, the story so far. This is like a documentary kind of thing, talking about Still Game and the story so far. So let's just watch it and see what we got. So this is the original theme tune, not the DVD one.
The opening music's the ultimate. Oh, there it's coming on. So if you're in the kitchen, or if you're upstairs, or if you're out in the garden, it's almost like a signal that you have to run to the TV.
Do you mind what this place used to be like when they built it at first? Craig Lang, developing for the future.
Oh yeah, this was in the first episode. God, that's so long ago.
Craig Lang, tomorrow's already here.
Craig Lang!
Shithole! I still remember that one.
I'm showing it to lots of my English friends and people from all over Britain, and they absolutely get it. So although the fact that you tend to think of it as utterly Glaswegian, there's one or two things they miss, wee references and stuff, but it travels incredibly well. It's just hilarious.
Yeah,
and that's the beginning and the end of it.
What I love about Still Game is
Lorraine!
It's not just about Glasgow, it's not just about Scotland, actually. It could be anywhere. Victor and Jack could live in Vladivostok. I'll bet you there are Victor and Jacks in Vladivostok or Idaho or somewhere.
What do you make of this weather, Eric?
And the ground's all slippery, I know. I nearly went my arse there.
Oh, it's a pair of these you're wanting. Permagrip soles, Timpsons, 1999.
Is that right?
You've got to take care of yourself at our age, you know.
Whoop! There we go.
Come here.
Whoop! There we go. Poor Eric.
Jesus, he's all right.
Watch your feet, Jack. It's slippy.
It's a pair of these you're wanting.
Permagrip,
1999.
1999.
Got them out of Oh, that boy at Simpson's getting kicked squarely in the nuts.
Farmer Q.
The thing that strikes me about Ford and Greg is that they are in that mould of the classic double act, like Laurel and Hardy, like Morecambe and Wise, like the two Ronnies. Somehow, sometimes, very rarely I think, fate brings two people together for a reason. And those two happen to meet up and happen to create a third person, if you like, a third thing. And it's this amazing explosion of talent, the fact that they write, the fact that they perform, and basically the fact that they're very, very funny together. They're great as individuals, but together there's something special happens.
Yeah. Oh. You know, in a way, I think this documentary is just going to be great for how many callbacks there are, for how many great moments from this show, from the 6 series that I've watched so far. I know this is going to get copyright blocks just because the amount of content in it.
It's all cloudy. Can't even see the bottom.
I don't know, is it just me or is it slightly funnier knowing what's about to happen? I mean, it was shocking enough. You know, the first time we obviously watched it. But here we go, here we go. His face.
I first became aware of Still Game when.
Oh, that's what's his face from Line of Duty? God, I can't even remember the guy's name. Yeah, but that's him. Is he Scottish? Does he use a Scottish accent in Line of Duty? I can't remember if he does or not.
My household had a very worn-out VHS copy of the original stage play. Showing my age a bit there.
Was I can't saved a woman's life. Something about the gas being left on, and the cat fetched the polis.
It was just something I could sit down and watch with my dad, you know, and there's obviously a golfing generations and stuff, and sometimes you've not got tons to talk about, but you stick on Still Game and he'd have a beer and I'd have a cup of tea and we'd just sit and laugh away.
Here now, you want a wee cup of tea there, Jack, eh?
Well, a wee cup of tea would be lovely, huh?
Nice wee orange club with it,
Oh, a wee orange club,
bit of chocolate.
Oh, aye.
Wee penguin,
Oh,
eh?
a wee penguin, aye.
Aye, well, tough titty. It's rich tea or hee-haw.
Well, we'd done the show at the Edinburgh Festival, and Karen Corn, who was good
Oh,
enough to give us a
my
venue
word.
to do it, and at the end of the run said to us, I can get you to Canada.
They don't look right there. I mean, to be fair, I think Ford there, he looks like Jack, just, you know, slightly bit younger, and with glasses, and without his tash. Where's Greg? Oh my God, he looks nothing like Victor there. Oh no, it's weird. I don't like it.
On the back of this, they've got a festival there, and they're willing to take your show for 3 weeks, was it? 3 weeks? Mm-hmm. So we get there. Now, the set only involved a stinking old carpet, a hoover, a horrible old 3-piece suite, and a sideboard. That was it, and a box for a television. So we thought we can get most of that over there. We'll be able to pick that up for our props department over there. However, what we'll not be able to get is a hoover, which was a pivotal moment in the show, like the one we had in the show.
What are you doing with that?
Well, sorry, it's got wheels on it. There you are.
Right, get that plugged in there.
Right. You have to remember we were always winding each other up here. We said to Paul, you'll need to bring a hoover and take it to Canada. And he went, nah. An old Hoover, an old Hoover Junior, all the way to Canada.
They don't have Hoovers over there like that.
No, they don't have Hoovers like we said. You know, you'll never be able to get. They Hoover different over there. They do different.
So can you bring yours?
So he's right up to the last minute with no idea he was going to show up with Hoover. We're standing at the airport waiting him right, and he turns. Look, you know the way when you lift him on the stair, comes out of the back. He's up in the and
to check in.
To check it in, and they wanted to know what it was and where it was going and all that. His life was a misery. But it wasn't until we landed we actually got there and realised we did need the Hoover. The Canadians don't have Hoover Juniors, they don't have them. Say you're going out there, right, and there they are, the wee bastards, right, and they say, right, give your pension book, right? Well, you just give them a wee nip of this. On your way.
Right, to me, give us a shot.
Wait a minute, I've not a shot of myself
Let me
yet.
see the thing.
No, hold on a minute.
Jack, go on and just...
Have I seen that one? Or is that still there? I can't even speak. Is that a chewing the fat sketch? I don't know if I remember that one from the show.
Jesus Christ, Victor, what have I done to you? Oh no, I've killed him, oh Jesus.
Oh, yeah. I swear that's not from Still Game. I swear that's from Chewing the Fat, which I've not seen, probably.
I thought I'd killed you.
Jesus, Jack, what happened to me?
Oh, this bloody thing. I didn't realise the voltage was so high.
It's all right, it's all right. You wanted to know. Help us up here.
Oh, I'm sorry. Come on, then. That's a bloody lethal weapon, that. Are you all right?
Hi, I'm fine. It's nae harm done.
Ah, well, give that to me, because I'm going to put it in the bin.
All right. There you are.
It's like when you watch an early episode of The Simpsons and the characters don't quite look like they do now.
Oh my word! I was expecting him to shock him back. I wasn't expecting him to shock him there. Oh, I can feel that in my own.
It's like when you watch an early episode of The Simpsons and the characters don't quite look like they do now. You know, and the voices are slightly different. Mine in particular. But there were characters that we always came back to. We always felt very safe doing those characters. You know, they were like a boy in the ocean. You went to them because they were easy to write.
I mean, I think when we look back at Chewing the Fat now, I mean, when you see how much of Jack and Victor are in the entire, was it 4 episodes, 4 runs?
4 runs, yeah.
There's about an hour's worth of stuff for Jack and Victor in there. Mm-hmm. So we felt that the best place to always put them is in the pub, and we used to write songs for them that were sort of reminiscent of songs that you would have heard your grandparents singing, sort of pub songs, and that's how they became then popular with us and the fans. But then we brought in Tam's character because we wanted to sound like a barbershop harmony. I never managed it once, but and then we brought Paul into it as well. If you're going to break a heart, be sure to break a fat girl's heart. They're bigger, much bigger. If you're going to ruin someone's life, be sure they're not a scalp.
Skinny girls are fine, but when you dump them, they just run and find another.
But when you crush a chubby's heart, she remains with all the fatties on the shelf.
That shelf is creaky.
She remains with all the fatties on the shelf. So it's just
That's the problem with watching this now. I'm gonna technically get spoilers now, aren't I, for Chewing the Fat? Because what did I get up to? Was it episode 5, I think, of the first series? So I'm not very far into Chewing the Fat. So clearly I've got loads more Jack and Victor to watch.
A natural step that when we got the chance to do a sitcom, that it was the old guys that we took.
What delights do you have on offer from your varied and extensive menu?
This is definitely the first episode.
Pies. Oh, pies. Hear that, Jack? They have pies.
Oh, that's dandy, because I was getting sick of that lobster thermidor, you know.
When was the last time we had pies, Jack?
Yesterday.
Och, well, pies it is then. 2 pies as they come.
Yes, as per usual. Frozen in the middle and red hot round the outside.
Irresistible.
Tam, could you go a pie?
Aye, a pie, aye.
Aye. We'll come back tomorrow and
There's a joke, actually. There's a joke that sums up actors perfectly. And it's, how many actors does it take to change a light bulb? 2. One to change the bulb, and the other one to say, I could have done that. And that's...
Yep.
But with Ford and Greg, that's one of the few things that I've never thought. Because I watch them and I go, actually, I couldn't do that. I couldn't do that. I couldn't be as good as that. And I don't know anybody else that could be as good as that. I think the performances are exceptional.
So you 2 are brothers?
Oh, yeah, brothers, aye.
Yes, of course, Jack's a couple of years older than me.
Don't start with your lies, Victor. He's actually 2 years older than I am.
So are you retired, the both of you?
Oh, yes, yes. We sold our business.
Oh, what sort of business did you have?
Beetroot.
Sending it all over the world. You'd be surprised how lucrative it is.
Then, of course, we sold the business, then we split it right down the middle, you know. I'm good to myself, I don't mind telling you that, and I have been. Yeah.
I was a little bit shrewder with my money. I invested it and tripled it in a year.
Very clever man, my older brother. And sadly, my wife died, but she was independently wealthy, you see, so that brought me right back up on a par.
Then, unfortunately, my wife died. and she left me enough to race away back and forth. Jack.
I think what's great as well is there's a real community spirit.
Yes!
Something perhaps that a lot of communities maybe don't have anymore. It's that thing of everybody looking out for one another. And I think that's what makes it so incredibly real. I mean, all of these characters, and it doesn't matter if it's a character who's got a walk-on part and says one line, they're all absolutely true.
It gives me great pleasure to be here today.
Oh, it does, Nate.
With great admiration, I've watched the community of Craig Lang grow and flourish.
No, you haven't, Nate.
My father grew up here in Craig Lang, and he always had the greatest respect for his home.
No, he
He didn't, Nate?
And I only wish that he could be here today to see this.
No, you don't.
I'm sure that he would join me in congratulating Craig Lang today as we open this wonderful facility. For this building is a magnificent addition to a caring, thriving, forward-thinking community.
No, it
is,
isn't.
Nate.
You know, the other characters, you know, we're rooting for people that we ostensibly don't like as well. You know, Bobby's the barman and we're always at loggerheads with him, but he's your Bobby, and you don't mess with him. Do you know what I mean? If somebody
Yeah.
comes in and gives him a hard time.
He might be a wanker, but he's our wanker.
Yes!
That wanker's your Bobby.
Our Bobby's our Bobby.
This bastard, when it's done, you can't get it up. When it's up, you can't get it done.
I'd have thought you were a bit young for the old Viagra, Bobby.
Right, Bobby, out the road.
Lethal, he's got a life of his own. Hello.
I was kind of mucking about on YouTube and actually typed in the still game thing, and it had a compilation of all these entrances that that Ford and Greg would make to the pub, and have a Bobby the barman would have a pop at them, and every single time, and it was a compilation. Every single time they would come in and sort of be like, oh, here they are, you know, sort of mark them in wise and boom, 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 to put them down. Here they are again, you know, sort of Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid, boom, boom, boom. And it was very, very funny. I mean, and it kind of sort of just reminded you as to why it is so hugely popular.
Oh,
yes.
Here they come, Abbott and Costello. You're putting the beef on, Jack.
That's right. Every time I shag your wife, she makes me a sandwich.
Oh, look who it is. Phyllis and Dilla.
That's got to be the worst yet, you toss pot. Because Phyllis Dilla's one person, no two.
Normally when we come in, Bobby, you go, look, it's Batman and Robin, or Laurel and Hardy, you know, double acts. What you said there's like saying, look, it's Frank and Sinatra.
Aye, or Bob and Hope, but that's it, battle.
Aye, knock yourself out, son, eh? Look, Jack, it's Lawrence Llewellyn and Bowen.
This is kind of slightly prickly area. Their relationship is like a marriage.
I think the
It
thing
is.
about Jack and Victor is it is a platonic love affair. You know?
Yes.
And, yeah, it is. It is. It's very, very modern. Very modern family.
Yeah, I am today.
But they do love each other and they look out for each other. And when
See how comfortable he is talking about it when he heard him like that. Body language here. Oh yes, it's a platonic love affair.
It's about friendship, real deep friendships. And although they're both very Scottish, and that's why I love it so much, they're never going to tell each other that they love each other. But they really do. They really do. They do anything for one another.
I don't know if the audio cuts out for you guys there, or if it was just for me in my headset. Hopefully that doesn't happen again.
Despite all the banter and the nonsense.
And did it again. Uncross your
No,
legs.
I'm not doing that.
Actually, I'm just going to try and go back. Hang on a second.
They really do friendships. And although...
See how comfortable he is talking about it when he heard him like that. With the body language.
This I'll know then if
Oh,
it's
yes,
the
it's a
file or
platonic
whether it's
love
my
affair.
headset.
It's about friendship, real deep friendships. And although they're both very Scottish, and that's why I love it so much, they're never going to tell each other that they love each other. But they really do. They really do. They do anything for one another, despite all the banter and the nonsense.
And did it again. Uncross your
No,
legs.
I'm not doing that. My arms are perfectly natural
okay,
here.
fair enough.
Oh, yes.
Morning, Jack.
What is it?
What's Victor doing in your house at 7 o'clock in the morning?
He came across for butter, a line of butter.
Where's this ice cream, Jack?
Certainly, sir. What's it you want?
It's your turn to mow the land, and I was just wondering if you wanted me to do it.
Aye, that would be smashed. That'd be very good of you as a motor. Is that
Who's that?
Isaac. Who else would it be?
Listen, take a look at this, Jack. It's getting bigger.
Still gets me every time.
Oof. That's like cracker. It's a cracker right enough. It's an absolute belter.
Yes, please.
But it's important to get it across, you know, that they're real people with depth, and they struggle, and they pine when the other one's away, and because people do, and that might have accidentally became what part of the heart of the show is. It might be. We can't pinpoint exactly what it is. People like it for different reasons, but lots of people have said to us that they like the sad bits as well.
Yeah, the show's about companionship, so whenever that is threatened in the show, when that companionship is threatened, it hurts the characters.
They can be funny, sad. They can really make you laugh one minute and make you cry the next. That is the really, really brilliant writing and brilliant acting. It's
absolutely 100%. I've said it so many times on this show. The stuff is fantastic with its comedy, but even better with its heart.
Just, tugs at your heartstrings. It's fantastic.
Oh, aye. Was a rare day, that, eh? How long's Jean away now, Jack?
About 2 weeks, it'll be 10 years.
10 years? That means my Betty's away 12 years. It's all racing away for us now, eh?
That's kind of a bother, but I'm not going through all that again.
You know, Jack, it's not my place to tell you how long a man should mourn, but 10 years. 10 years is plenty.
I mean, that now suddenly hits home a little bit harder, because obviously last month I did the Live at the Hydro special, and that's when I learned that, Ford lost his son when he was, 14, I think? Literally that year. So this year, that would have been 10 years. Yeah, because I'm pretty sure it was 2014, wasn't it? So, yeah, 10 years since he would have lost his son. Yeah.
Going on a date doesn't betray Jean's memory. She'd want you to be happy. Why don't you get doing that shop? Ask that woman out, eh? Besides, hey, daddies.
My first appearance in Still Game was as Edith, and I was a blind date to Victor. Jack had asked Barbara, who played by the lovely Eileen McCallum. She played Barbara, and I played her sister, Edith. Now, they didn't know what I looked like. Remember, we were filming, we came in the bus, and Jack and Victor were waiting at the bus stop.
This is bloody torture.
Oh, this was genuine shock for them. Oh, my word.
Hello, Jack.
So
Hello,
my
Victor.
shock was literally that.
This is my sister. Edith.
Hello, lads.
Hi, Winston.
Oh, hello, ladies. I'm Winston.
Oh, hello, Winston.
You still there?
Aye. Here, which one of you two unlucky bastards is saddled with a munchkin?
That's it.
Where are you going?
Him! I'm not sitting in my local with that thing, Jack.
Oh, that's just perfect, isn't it? You're going AWOL and leaving me with these two women.
I only saw one woman, Jack. I don't know what that other one is.
A munchkin, sure.
Shut up!
Once you've established all these characters as fully blown characters, then when you start to embark on writing a new show, you say, well, let's say, for instance, somebody showed up with a big red nose. you're writing immediately because you know exactly how all these characters are going to react to that. As I would be away telling everybody, oh, there's a man there, you want to see this man's nose, honest to God. And Winston and Tam could not avoid talking about it or pointing at it. Bobby would probably drop a bottle when he's seen it for the very first time. You're off in one because you know how the community would react to this thing happening.
Victor, Jack, what are you staying in at this time?
Well, we're out with a couple of friends if it was any of your bloody business. And by the way, while I'm at it, when are you letting Winston back in?
When he apologises. Aren't you going to introduce me?
No! Certainly. Barbara.
Hello.
Hello, Barbara.
And Edith. Victor.
Hello. Hey, what is for?
Well, we'll have our usual...
Gin and tonic, please.
Edith.
Fine a Guinness.
Never gets
so
old.
after the date, they go away and they go to the bus stop to go home. And Barbara, Eileen McCallum, she kisses Jack, and then my character Edith goes to kiss Greg.
See you soon then, Jack.
There we are.
That's what everybody mentions, actually. That's how clever they are. They say, I love that bit when he grabs your head and he goes like that and then shoves you on the bus. It's brilliant. So I just remember that. That was just so funny, really funny.
The one scene I was ever in Still Game was I was playing a character called Martin, and it's a 30-second, 40-second scene, and his mother has bought Empire biscuits instead of Snowballs, and he loses the rag. I'm not wanting an Empire biscuit, I'm wanting a Snowball.
Oh, that's him! Oh, okay.
Snowballs?
Yeah.
You stupid... Oh, cow!
Relax, Martin. You've got an Empire biscuit.
I'm not wanting an Empire biscuit! I want a Snowball! Taxi!
Maybe if you have a job in Martin, you're not can wipe your ass for
And I get that shouted at me at least once a week, to this day, by people. And I can never remember what they're talking about. It takes me by surprise every single time. But if you've sneezed in Still Game, it stays with you for the rest of eternity. And I'm very proud of it. It's great.
When I came up to Scotland, it would be fair to say, and I don't think I'm exaggerating, that of the people who come up to see it, hey, big man, I saw you in, it's more than 9 out of 10 times, it's Stewie Maduri. Well, I'm just under 6'6", and I think I had heels on, which were maybe 4 or 5 inches, so I must have been 6'10", and then I had a hat on top of that, so I must have been somewhere near 7 feet. I felt huge.
Smashing your hearing.
No bother, Victor. A couple of things. People remember throwing the thing out the window, going at the Neds. They remember the drink. And they also remember, and thank you for this, boys, they remember the 18-inch pile of shite.
Oh, yeah! I forgot about that.
So, it would be fair to say, yes, it's followed me around, in some senses, like a bad smell.
Come here.
Oh, God, I'm not prepared for this.
Look.
What was supposed to be look?
Oh, yeah. Dirty big bastard. You must have had to have stood up to get yourself off.
I actually nearly put that as the thumbnail when I did that video out. Oh, my word. I was so tempted. I thought, oh, you know what? That will block the video for sure if I did that.
What am I going to do? I can't have that.
Barry, we'll no rush. Break any bits.
Harpic or domestic, burn it to death.
Domestic.
One of the main things I love about it is the fact that lines are crossed very often, and I love that. I love it. Because what is also obvious and evident is that underneath that kind of broad, very broad, over-the-line humour, they're decent people.
I mean, a lot of the characters we've got are based on people. Mine's is my Uncle Barney, Greg's is his grandfather Sammy, Tam is based on a friend of mine, Martin, I'll say his surname, Kane, who's very miserable. But, you know, so we're just drawing for people that we know and, you know, planting it on the other people.
300, not a halfpenny less.
Oh,
Right, Sam, you hear
Rich.
me, man. 300 quid. I've got him out of a barrel here. I'm the only bidder. I'll say 150. You hell, you miserable bastard. You listen to me. This is your chance to do the right thing. Be generous. The car's worth 300. You've got that in your pocket. Now give Victor his money.
Hmm.
$300. Thanking you.
There we go.
I think as characters go, they do have their traits and they can be exaggerated as they would be in any sort of drama. But the characters themselves are funny and they're sad at times because they're real. I think that's the fact. People watch it and it is very real life. People can see the characters in people. They're not outrageous. They're not unbelievable characters. And I think that's what's gave it the longevity.
Definitely.
Willie.
Oh yeah, Willie.
Are you
Willie.
riding a bike, Willie?
Aye. It's a gift from my girlfriend.
Aye, we saw the pair of yous down at the cafe, aye. Chris, she's half your age, man.
Are you no a bit old for a bike, Willie? Nonsense. She got me a bike. Keep me fit.
Keep you fit for what? Oh, you're not actually.
Absolutely not.
Pumping action!
What a thing to ask. I would never discuss anything personal like that. Any
That's a
condoms,
condom.
Navi?
Oh, nothing. Sorry, Willie. Ask again. I won't laugh.
Condoms. I'm needing condoms.
Ribbed or flavoured?
Flavour.
Get it up, yes! I've got to boot.
Get
And
up,
Naveed's
yes!
such a great character because the corner shop is such a part of people's lives now. You know, he's such a great character because he is obviously Asian, and he's still got that thing at the back of his, you know, that accent, but also the Glaswegian. And funny enough, I used to live in Edinburgh, and there was a guy exactly like that. And I go, what about the bloody Hibs? What the hell did they think they were doing on Saturday? You know, that accent, you know.
There was a guy that I went to college where they used to talk like that all the time. It used to crack me up. So I knew that that accent was there for the taking, and, you know, don't worry, I've signed the paperwork. It's all above board. I spoke to the provost about it. Jack, Victor.
Morning, Naveed.
Aye. Jones, Tom.
Heard about the big card game. Sounds gallus.
Well, you're welcome to join us.
Poker, eh? The green bays, whether to raise, whether to call. Oh, the tension. The splashing sound the chips make as they are thrown into the ever-growing pot. Somebody wins, somebody loses. When do you play next?
Thursday night, if you fancy it.
I'll be there, with bells on.
ਤੈਨੂੰ ਪਤਾ ਹੈ ਮੁਸਲਮਾਨ ਜੂਆ ਨਹੀਂ ਖੇਡਦੇ
Oh, that's right. Muslims don't gamble. No gambling, no drinking. What a riot. No. We just like to sit about the house playing Plunk. Nina is an...
You know, I do think it is fantastic that they do merge the sort of Indian accent and the Scottish accent. Because at first, all I really heard when I first saw Naveed was very much the Indian. But the more and more I watched Naveed, the more I got that hint of that Glaswegian in there. And I do think it makes such a difference, because you could have had him just purely as Indian or Pakistani or wherever he's supposedly from. But because he's been there for such a long period of time, it makes sense that he would have picked up a bit of a twang while still retaining his own natural accent.
Right. Muslims don't gamble. No gambling, no drinking. What a riot. No. We just like to sit about the house playing Plunk. Mina is an incredibly popular character in Still Game, and for very good reason. I just think the writing there is just absolute genius. they have this lovely spiky, sarky relationship, at the heart of which is a nugget of pure love, but you have a few layers to get through to get to it, but it's there. And there's clearly, she's running the show. I mean, there's no question about it. She's in the back shop pulling the strings.
I kind of love that we don't actually see her face at any point. Oh, yeah.
Just because you can't dance, you fucking go. The essence of comedy, of course, as we all know, is things going wrong. Just like the essence of drama is conflict. I mean, you cannot make a good drama about a happily married couple with 3 lovely children living in Surrey. That ain't a drama. And almost all really good comedy is about, well, A, things going wrong, but also dysfunctional families. And it occurred to me watching Still Game the other day that Craig Lang is essentially a hilariously dysfunctional community.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, yeah. This is the quiz one, wasn't it?
I don't think I'm going to be able to wait.
But they did the first aid.
Is there a doctor in here?
Oh, it's all right. Jack and Victor have just passed their first aid. Come on, it's so cute.
Right then. The heat? I'm really sure.
Winston as well.
The writing is very clever, and one of the biggest laughs that we had, because we, as the cast, we would go to the audience screenings where they would record the laughter track, and I know for a fact that they've had to. It's one of the few occasions where they've had to actually reduce the laughter and actually have it dip under because there was too much laughter. And one of the biggest sort of roller coaster laughs I experienced was the episode where Winston wins was it the 30 or the 40 grand?
Oh,
from
yes.
Stevie the bookie.
That's 33 grand. You're up 500 quid.
Thank you, Stevie. Thank you for keeping my money warm. Get into that safe and get me paid. Look at you, Stevie. You're actually thinking about doing it again, aren't you?
It was the end bit, wasn't it?
What are you going to do
The
this
end credit bit.
Cut your balls off and come back as your sister.
So hilarious, yet at the same so tragic at the same time.
Thank you, Stevie.
The thing about sitcom is that you have to get back to the place you were at the beginning. So you're at the start point, and whatever happens, happens. The A story, the B story takes you somewhere. But you have to get back. I mean, that's the whole point, is in a sitcom, you're sort of trapped. And you need to get back to being trapped so you can carry that on. So you've got, maybe a minute to go left of this episode of Still Game. Winston's 30 grand richer. And you're thinking, well, what's going to happen now? He's 30 grand richer, has everything changed?
You're not going to do anything silly with that money now, are you?
No danger.
I don't want to watch.
Oh, but his face, though. It was as if I'd planted one right in his balls.
Boof!
Right in the Niagara Falls.
Boof!
Boof!
Right in the Costa del Sols.
Right at the Vina McCalls.
Boof! It's his deal.
But in the space of a minute, he's lost his leg and he's lost the 30 grand. That's a beautiful example, as well as the A story being the money, the B story being Winston's legs just tying in a big, fat, lovely knot.
I'm speaking for 40 as well, but the two of us have our favourite sitcoms, and our preference for sitcoms tend to be ensemble pieces, things like Cheers or something like Seinfeld, where the guy in the middle is like a satellite and everything else moves around about him, Shows like that, they just grow out organically for the audience as well, I think, and everybody has a favourite character, as do we. And that's kind of a fun show to write. It's a much more fun show to write than a show that the audience are only interested in one or two characters, and if you do a subplot with another character, they're not so keen on it because they're not invested in it. But the audience is invested in Bobby and Isa and Winston, and we can give them the ball to run with it, and run with it they do.
So, put it in the comments down below. Who is your favourite character from Still Game? what is your favourite moment from Still Game, and what is your favourite episode? I'd love to know.
Oh, my pal's come to get me. Where the hell have you been?
Get in the car, Jack. I'm not in any mood to piss about.
Right, we have to get in!
Oh! Yes.
Wait a bloody minute.
We've all gone to the same place, driver. Hey, Victor.
Yeah, what the bloody hell's that smell, eh?
A fish dumper.
Oh, he's a chip.
Don't open that in this car.
It's on here, take a chip. Let's just smoke.
Oh, Eric.
Grab my fish, pick up my fish.
I've got it, sorry, I've got it. Oh, no, it's all broken into wee bits. Oh, Christ.
Listen, that's terrible. Keep the bloody noise down. Victor's been good enough to get out of his bed and come and get us. You're not taking a liberty sticking in his car like that. For God's sake, they get angry.
I think one of the main strengths is that it is a team effort. All of us together make the show. And everybody's got different favourite characters. Some people will say, oh, I love Isa, she's just like my next door neighbour, or I love Naveed, or I love Tam, whoever.
People were surprised when I watched the Hogby special, and I commented how Isa, in her younger years, would have been pretty damn hot. Very hot.
And I think the boys have been generous in that they don't always write themselves the best lines. Sometimes some of my favourite lines are other people's, and it's a lot of writers wouldn't do that. They keep all the best lines for themselves.
It wasn't really always about generosity though, because Ford and I had a lot of hangovers during those shows, and it was always good to get the other cast members to take the bulk of the weight of the episode and carry us. And I remember one time there was an episode that was 27 minutes long, and Colin Gilbert came to us and went, "You need 2 minutes." And we were like,
"Oh,
I'm
I think someone spoke about this."
And we got Jane McCarry and we wrote her a monologue in the lift, and it's that scene from the lift where she guesses where Jack and Victor are going to go just by the way they're dressed, and we don't say a word. And we gave it to Jane half an hour before we filmed it. Went, that's going in love in about half an hour. So if you could learn that, fine. And she learned it and did it in one take.
One take.
One take.
That's what she's like.
Oh, look at you two. Oh, done up smart. Nice jackets. Where he's gone? Well, we're not going to the Klansman, no turned out like that. Must be somewhere good, eh? Somewhere special. Eh? What would that be? What would the reason be? A wedding? No, it's not a wedding. You'd have buttonholes on for a wedding. It's not a funeral because of the tie. And it's not a court case. I'd have heard about that one. It's a day out somewhere. Somewhere that isn't Craig Lang. It's a tune. It's a tune, isn't it? I know where you're going. But why? Are you celebrating something? Your birthday? No. Two old pals going into the tune. Two old pals celebrating. Celebrating just being old pals. That's it, isn't it? An anniversary. Ooh, that's it, isn't it?
She's creepy with that.
She gives me the fear.
I mean, it's creepy that just her learning it. I think that's the crucial thing with that, because it's. I mean, it's to do it in one take. I'm a performer. I know how difficult it is performing under pressure, but literally one take, and not just her. Having them two, and we've all seen outtakes of different shows over the years. I'm sure of it. How easy it is. One little slip up, and the whole scene's just gone. So that, mwah, beautiful.
She is a joy to play. First of all, because you're always comfortable. You know where you are with Isa. You've got polyester, layers of cheap wool, and a comfortable shoe. Oh.
It's you, Isa. Where are you off to?
Naveed's. I'm away to do my shift.
It was close. We got off lately there.
Winston, I'm glad I caught you there. I completely forgot to tell you.
Tell me what, Isa?
Well, I never buy the Times. There's usually nothing in it you haven't read in the real papers. Just the same old news again later on. Rubbish, really. And there's no point buying twice for it. Anyhow, don't ask me why, but I hate that. It's fucking creative. Something like that. What you doing, Winston?
I'm trying to fast forward you to the punchline. Get to the end of the story.
Aye, well, I was flicking through it.
The end.
The intimation
The
said...
end, mind.
Willie McIntosh is dead.
Thank you.
Although at times they do horrible things to Isa, or they'll say horrible things, they always have her back. You know, they decorated her flat for her. They,
Harry.
You know, when she was trying to get rid of Harry, Winston, who doesn't have a great deal of time for Isa, still came and looked after Isa, pretended to go to bed with her and everything, which is one of my favourite scenes. Because when we were filming it, we had to do about 20 takes because we kept laughing, and he fell out the bed and hit his head.
Isa, sweetheart.
Oh, the dry humping bit.
The set's terrific fun to work on. It's hard work, but it's great fun because everyone knows each other so well. I think the cast are a joy to work with. They all know their characters inside out.
You can tell they have a
Therefore,
lot
they
of
can
fun.
relax and not be nervous about the work they're doing, which means they can have fun doing that work.
What have you been on recently, Paul?
Coxie and I have just finished a detective series set in Holland called Clever Clogs.
When we were filming Taggart, a lot of the same crew would finish Taggart and go and work on Still Game. They seemed to fit in together, and they would all go off and they would come back to start filming again in Taggart, and they would come back with all these amazing stories about what a laugh they had on the set of Still Game. There was so many carry-ons, wind-ups. They even had quizzes at lunchtime. Whereas on the set of Taggart, all I had was Alex Norton snoring in the corner of the trailer. So yeah, I was always really jealous that Still Game just sounded like this brilliant job to work on and sounded like such a laugh. Whereas all we did was pull dead bodies out of bin bags in the Garskube Road.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, get away from the nibs.
No, this way! In the boat, you diddy! Oh, Christ! Yous are dead! They will look dead! That was our picnic, you dicks! These were beer! We drank it all! And it was delicious!
Stop that now. You're just annoying him.
Do you know what we've got to do, yous? No! See if you hum it! I'll try and play it!
Well, subtlety didn't really come into it with Still Game. I got a phone call from my agent saying that the director of Still Game would like to meet me, and I went along to see Michael Hines, and he gently explained that the character was one who had almost superhuman hearing. Hearing, of course, ears.
Here, Victor, don't be annoying him. As old as he is,
Oh,
he's
wait to
still
get him on
bloody
board.
handy, and he is doing us a favour.
Look, let's just not be hanging about sitting there while he rattles on about the war.
Shut up, he'll hear you.
Oh, aye, can he hear through bloody what's and on now?
Aye, I can. Victor, what can I do for you?
But when I was about 17, a casting director in London said to me, "Aye, my dear boy, you will get nowhere in this business if you don't have your ears pinned back."
Ah.
Fortunately, I didn't pay any attention to that, because if I had, I would never have been in Still Game. I'd have been Shug the Lug. So, of course, I turn up at makeup and wardrobe on the first day. The wardrobe is not very complicated. Makeup, I thought, well, I'm one of the oldest people in the show. Most of the other guys are aging up. I'm playing my own age, so they maybe just have to put a few wee lines on me. And then suddenly Julie Dorrit Keenan comes out with a huge pair of rubber ears.
Oh, so they made them even bigger.
Ignominy. As if they're not big enough, they're going to put rubber ears on as well. Oh, dear me. But there's a box in makeup at the comedy unit that just says Shugs Lugs. I think that's rather nice.
They made us they make prosthetic ears.
They come over and blow the tits off us about Timrook.
Right enough, aye. Prick. Who do you suppose is in the bag?
Yeah, he buys that. Shitey breed, you know. Snappy shopper. 22 pence a loaf.
That's because he's a miserable old bastard, eh?
Sunwest! Best of gear!
My favourite episode, or to be better, my favourite moment of Still Game is Winston's accumulator. You know, and he's having the thing with Stevie the bookie, and it's constantly going on and coming in, and he's winding up, and it's just the moment when he comes in the bookies and it's just coming up. Stevie's just putting the pens in the wee holes as Winston's just building to erupt and erupt and erupt, and it's just comic timing, and it's beautifully done. And then bang, as the last one goes in, you can't hear him, you just see him mouthing all his expletives, shouting, "Yep, effing this, effing that," and it's,
you hate it when I win and you love it when I lose.
That's right.
Money flows into your till all day, Stevie, but that's not enough, is it? With my money, you have to gloat. A gloating bookie. I mean, that's unheard of in the bookie world. You must be the worst bookie in Britain. Don't worry, Stevie boy. One day I'm going to win. And I'm going to win big, and then you'll be gutted. In fact, you'll be beyond gutted, and then I'll be the one who's gloating. And boy, can I gloat, Stevie boy. You want to see me when I start gloating? You're Dundee. You and this bookie's on the water.
it's a standout moment for me.
The thing we haven't mentioned is how beautifully written it is. And how two guys who I think when they started, they must have been in their early 30s, right, in their late 20s. And actually, they quite sweetly asked me to write the intro to the book. And I said, how can two guys that age write so beautifully about a couple of grave dodgers, as they would call them? Grave dodgers. How do they do that? And I can't think of anyone else who's done it.
Feeble. We're getting feeble. That's a word for it. First the body goes, then the mind. I mean, imagine not being able to catch a rolling flask, for God's sake.
Didn't beat yourself up, Jack. It's no your fault. I'm the dafty that's shoved it off the shelf. I mean, take yesterday, for instance, lads, you know. 20 minutes it took me to open a can of bloody peas. I couldn't do it. I've ended up making a tiny wee hole and getting them out pea by pea.
That's evil. Where do you see this?
Oh, yeah.
You should just spring back. But I've timed it. 15 full minutes for that to reset. Put your finger in there.
I will not put my finger in your bloody leg.
It's such a brave thing to do. And you can imagine the pitch. Imagine, right, you're the guy who puts stuff on BBC telly. A great idea, right? A couple of 32-year-old guys are going to dress up and behave like a couple of guys in their mid-70s. It'll be hilarious. You're going, uh-huh.
The good thing about the fact that it's young people playing old people is that there's a big, long lifespan to the show.
Yeah.
So if you look at Dad's Army, where most of the cast probably started out in their late 60s, you've maybe got 5-6 good years before people get too old. Ford and Greg started this when I think they were probably late 30s, early 40s. They could make this for 40 years and still look the same, and it just use less makeup each year.
They could easily come back and do the show. Oh! Yeah, they could easily come back and do the show again in another 5 years or whatever.
Shut up, you old dick!
I mean, as far as I've heard, they won't, because it's, you know, like I said, that's pretty much the show's like done. Maybe I'll get a sense for that when we come to the very last ever episode, when I could get around to seeing that one.
What's funny about it is it's not remotely age specific. My children, who are 16 and 21, quite often, if there's nothing on the telly, will just throw in a still game and we'll all sit down and watch it as a family and laugh till our sides hurt, despite the fact we've all seen it about 17 times.
Yeah.
You know, there's not many shows you can say that about.
It's amazing that it's rolled over and rolled over from generation to generation. People talk about, somebody said to me, their dad handed them down his DVDs. as if it was, you needed it to survive.
Listen. See, once we shut this place up,
Aye.
you don't fancy going for a curry, do you?
Aye. I love curry.
Good.
Good. I better go and get set up then.
Aye. Off you go.
Oh, yes. I forgot about this bit. Oh! In the bobbies.
Shove your quiz up your arse.
Table for one at the Indian Star tonight, Bobby?
My bit of advice that I'd always say to MD though, whenever they find one of these still game repeats, or, fingers crossed, if you go and watch a new series, is if you're recording it, always record the programme after it as well, right? Now, I don't care if it's Miranda or Citizen Kane or something like that, you don't need to watch it, but always record the programme after it, because the amount of times I've been sat there, episode is nearly finished, and up come the credits at the end. And you think to yourself, still got that magic bit to go at the end, the very, very end. Can't wait now, it's nearly there. Boom. End of recording, right up across the screen. It is the most annoying thing in the world. And you think, what was that last wee bit going to be? Because it's always a gem, you know.
Why? I mean, yeah, you think about it, like, if I hadn't known about the end credit stuff, I would have never known what would have happened with Winston and the bookie. You know, like when Stevie first ran off with the money. Because that was in the end credit bit.
Bloody
hell. We wouldn't have had the Edith bed scene.
About slapping Margot's arse. You stupid bastard, Bobby. Still, the place was mobbed. It was a cracking night.
Dorothy Paul was in Still Game. She played Frances, my wife's sister, and she was interested in me in that way, you know. And I too was very interested in her. Very attractive woman, Dorothy Paul.
When I was offered this part, I was absolutely thrilled. Imagine being offered the part of the romantic interest. And especially working with Tam, because, I mean, Tam's a youngster, but he plays the part so well, you just feel you're with somebody of your own age.
It was exciting. It was exciting for an old man.
I'll just get you a tea for the bus, Molly.
Oh, well, I'll come with you then.
Don't be stupid, you've got the case. You stay and keep Molly company.
All right, so.
What's the matter, Tam? Do you not want to be alone with me?
That's a problem, see? I want to be alone with you. Tonight, tomorrow night, for the rest of my life. Your tight-fistedness drives me crazy, sweetheart. Gets me harder than the crossword in the head. But this wedding band says we can never be. I'm married to your sister, Molly. Any feelings I have for you ain't worth the hill of beans.
Got your tin of sweeties and all, Molly.
Thanks.
Now, you look after yourself.
Here's one last freebie for you, Tam.
I loved an episode that was with Mark Costello.
Oh, my word. Look at that facial hair.
Seconds Out. And it's a girl moves into the area with a pizzeria, and we both are fighting for her attention, basically, and trying to get fit and stuff. And Bobby's useless as always, and useless in love as always, but does his best to win this girl over, only to find out that Jim Watt is her father, which we find out at the very end of the episode, because we're going to fight over her, and you can imagine how that pans out.
So they sent a script through, and true enough, it was an old, worn-out retired boxer they'd written the part of, but it was myself. I had to play myself in it. So I thought, well, surely I can manage that. In my acting debut, I can play myself. So I did that. And, you know, it's one of the best decisions I've ever made. It was great fun. The whole experience was terrific. I loved every bit of it. The cast were terrific, you know, and everything about it. I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Now, these two fighters are going to battle it out over 3 rounds to settle an argument to find out who gets to take out some wee lassie. Now, they're not professionals, as you'll soon realise. But I tell you, she must be some bit of stuff if these two fellas are willing to go toe-to-toe for her.
She's got great tits. And after this fight,
They're going to be my tits.
Now, are you boys sure you want to do this?
Listen, Jim, if you'd seen this bit of gear, you'd pull the gloves on and all. Don't take our word for it, Jim. There she's there. Look. Would you no walk out broken glass for a half hour with that, eh?
Stacey. Hello, Dad. Stacey.
Boof! Boof! Ding, ding, ding.
I got a fair amount of fame becoming a world boxing champion in the city of Glasgow who love their sporting heroes, but nothing prepared me for the fame I was going to get through appearing on Still Game.
There is one thing that we should say, though, that we were away for 7 years. There are loads of rumours about how we'd fell out and all the rest of it. And we come back after 7 years having absolutely no earthly idea whether we'd be wanted back. And the audience just completely embraced the fact that we were back and just jumped all over us. That's a fantastic feeling, isn't it?
Oh, it's absolutely fantastic. It's great.
I mean, 7 years would have killed any other show. Still Game fans are amazing, absolutely amazing.
We got the tattoos because I'm a massive fan of Still Game.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
I did go through 6 hours of pain to get these tattoos, but it was well worth it. I mean, what better way to honour Still Game than to get Jack and Victor onto my thighs?
Or
Even
a Jack and Victor likeness.
still to this day, my wife doesn't even know how much I paid for them.
Question 1 is, what is Tam's wife called?
Still Game's the best Scottish comedy that's ever been created.
Question 2.
It makes me feel pretty nostalgic thinking back to when I was younger, growing up with Still Game. Most excellent show.
It's brilliant. It's just Glasgow humour. It's absolutely brilliant. What about you?
Typical Scottish humour. Everybody in Scotland just gets it.
Yeah,
it's not even been on for a few years, and yet, like, any time it's on BBC One, everybody's like, right, that's what I'm watching. It's hilarious.
Facebook newsfeed is just full of like Still Game's brilliant.
If anyone knows of a good like maybe an online Still Game quiz, send it my way. Maybe in the comments or something. Because I'll tell you what, once I've completed the show, it might actually be interesting if I do that and see how much I actually remember of the show. Oh my god. Still Game cocktail list. The Victor Delight, the Jack Jarvis, Winston's... What's that? Oh, Winston's Skadooba. Ty Tam, the Bobby, Navid's Heedbutt, and the Prince of Pish. Isabom, Big Inisturi Maduri.
It's been brilliant from the journalist's point of view covering this story this year because I have had an endless succession of stories. The Still Game story has been the story that keeps on giving, but possibly one of the best nights of my career, and certainly a night I will never forget, was the night I ended up gate cashing the Still Game pub quiz with the cast of Still Game. Ford Kiernan had got some t-shirts printed, Still Game 2014, so we all put them on and headed off down Sucky Hall Street.
And we were quite confident as a cast we would win it. Why would you not be confident? We were the cast.
Yeah.
But we came in and there was a lot of screaming and cheering and woo! And murals on the wall of the cast and
wow.
Still Game fans. That's what they were, these people, real Still Game fans. And we weren't long into the quiz when we realised we were going to get a doing.
It was a pretty mental night. By the end of it, everyone was up dancing down the slosh. Ford Keenan was in the sound booth singing. It was a mental night and one we won't forget.
Whoa, my, it's a beautiful day.
The fantastic thing about the way these dates were extended, they were extended from September into October, and then they were extended back the way, at the start of the run, because the demand was so high, was that they knocked U2 out of playing at the High
Yeah,
so one of the world's
that.
biggest rock bands were stymied by Still Game. They were knocked out of playing this enormous venue in a big showpiece concert by two old men in their flat caps. It's fantastic.
What's this we're watching?
Oh, because this shower of wankers live at some bastard arena,
They've not performed together for years, they've settled their differences and now they're back. Back to wring the last bit of sweetness out of for cold hard cash, eh? They must think we're daft. Only a mug would pay to see a bunch of pensioners staggering about the stage, you know.
Monty Python.
Aye.
That's what we're really humbled about, the fact that the audience have been so faithful to us and continue to be.
It was the biggest and greatest affirmation we could have ever hoped for. But it also told us, and we discovered about the show, that we could go 7 years without having to see or speak to each other. So I'll see you in 7 years, you get.
Yeah.
One small step for a one-legged man. One giant leap for Craig Lang!
Hey!
Woo!
Yeah. So, well, there you are. That flew by for me. Flew by for you.
It really did. It only seemed like an hour.
So nothing left for us, nothing left for us to do except to say, listen, enjoy 2015 and get one or two down your neck. Very happy New Year to you.
Happy New Year to you.
Oh, the slosh. I love the slosh. Watch my bag, Tam.
Oh no, this is going to get copyrighted again! Oh.
Winston? Tom? You know a slosh man? No. But I'm merely a dashing white sergeant. You're saying happy 2015. What if they repeat it next year?
Well, it's BBC, aye. Oh, well, a very happy 2016.
Happy 2017.
2000, does this repeat money?
Listen,
2018, 2019,
happy
2020.
2021.
Yep, 22.
There have to be robots after that with their heads in a jar.
Right enough.
No, did we get to 24?
Oh, the best.
Ah! Wow. Wow. Just wow. I tell you what, I'm surprised at how much I remembered, and yet at the same time how much I've forgotten about, the first 6 series of Still Game. It is just an amazing show, it is. And I've still got 3 more series left to come. I know some people are a bit hit and miss with the later series, but you know what? I don't give a damn. I am going to enjoy the journey. I don't care if you lot come at me and go, it's not as good as it was in the first few series. I don't care. I'm still going to enjoy the journey regardless. And that was great to hear, some of the stories behind the show, hear some of the, the really warm and loving kind of memories that people have of the show, some of the behind the scenes stuff that we didn't know, and of course, some bits of that, people have suggested kind of in the comments to me in the particular episodes in which they appeared in, which I'm fine with. I don't mind that. I learned some of this stuff like way back in in the past when I originally watched the episode. I don't care. That was great to watch. It was great to have a really good refresher for me, and like I said, to remind me of some of that stuff that I've forgotten. So yes, and sorry, excuse my my speaker just decided to go off there. Don't know why. Hopefully that will stop in a second. But yes, I am glad that Still Game is going to be back at the end of June. Of course, it will be coming back. I'm definitely going to be doing Series 7. I don't know if I'm going to do similar and kind of go backwards and forwards. It may just be now I'll do Series 7, 8 and 9 for Still Game. I don't know, because obviously we're kind of at that point where I'm just like, we are actually coming to the end now. It's like... So it's like my friend got married in May, and it was always a case of like, as soon as January hit, it's like Christmas is done, New Year's is done. Oh crap, we're getting married now this year. We're literally saying we're getting married this year. Oh, we're getting married this month. I'm getting married tomorrow. I'm getting married today. You know, there's those moments you're like, holy crap, we're actually building up to this big, massive moment. And now I'm at that point that I'm about to start Series 7. We've done that bit of a gap, you know, to give me that pause and that breather to experience it in the way that you guys kind of did. Yeah, I'm just like, oof, we are literally nearly at the end. And I don't want Still Game to end. Because I love Still Game. I really, really do. Oh boy. Well, that's going to do it for this reaction. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Don't forget to drop your comments down below. Don't forget to subscribe if you're new. I do loads of stuff on the channel. Obviously, I do Scottish stuff. I have done so far the first series of Rhapsody Nesbitt. I've done the first 6 series of Still Game. I've done both of the 2 live shows. So loads of stuff. You can check them all out. There's playlists and all the usual bits and bobs. But yeah, that's going to do it for today. Thank you so much for joining me. For now, my name's Kevin. I am a geek, and you've been watching Kevin the Geek.